chief has emphasized this today, that without security, nothing can go. And we assure him that we'll do our best to ensure the mission is successful.
Its final showdown on the fight against insecurity. President Buhari talks tough other security chiefs back to the battlefield.
Grapple with what is immediate, which is getting Nigerians to be administered the first and the second doses of the vaccines.
Booster doses no longer necessary as federal government encourages more people to come out for the COVID-19 vaccination. Plus, countdown to Anambra governorship election. INEC counts on the media. Hello and welcome to NTA Network News. I'm Ienre. John Adeola Komiakere will be reading with me tonight from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed Nigeria's appreciation to Saudi Arabia, saying the oil-rich kingdom has been kind to the country. This was when he granted audience to the Saudi Arabian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
Muhammadu Buhari explained that with large population and deficit in critical infrastructure, Nigeria needs all the revenue she could get from oil as mainstay of the nation's economy. Saudi Arabia, he said, has been very kind to Nigeria, especially under his watch, making sacrifices in terms of reduction in oil production quotas to accommodate the country's interests a number of times. President Buhari noted that the relationship between the two countries is very strong and dates back in time, both at the personal and national levels, as explained by Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyema.
Mr. President recalled the wonderful hospitality that was extended to him on the occasions that he has visited the kingdom, and that on his last visit he was very warmly received by His Majesty the King and the Crown Prince, and also his commitment for Nigeria to continue to strengthen the relationship between the two countries.
The Saudi Foreign Affairs Minister Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud brought greetings from Saudi monarch King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, saying the kingdom appreciates the relationship with Nigeria and wants it strengthened further. The two countries, he said, have good prospects both economically and politically, not just amongst the leaders, but also the people.
The Foreign Minister also congratulated Mr. President on the leadership that Mr. President is showing with OPEC, in the framework of OPEC, that Nigeria has been very responsible, and Mr. President has played an important role in getting all the OPEC members to be on the same page, which is not always the case.
During the engagement, both the President and the Minister believe that there is still a lot Nigeria and Saudi Arabia can do together. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Nigeria and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have identified stronger areas for enhanced cooperation in economy, peace and security. This was made known during a visit by Saudi Minister of Foreign Affairs to his counterpart, Geoffrey Onyema. Usman Aliyu reports.
Nigeria and Saudi Arabia, two oil producers and active members of the OPEC, working together here in Abuja to support each other on the back of the global economic recovery after the collapse in oil prices accompanied by lockdowns. Both countries are under increasing pressure seeking for alternative economic diversification models, and so for that, modalities for stronger partnership and cooperation on economy and trade, as well as combating terrorism, engaged these ministers of foreign affairs for Nigeria, Geoffrey Onyema and Prince Faisal bin Farhan bin Abdullah Al Saud from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
The bonds of brotherhood and friendship that we have with Nigeria are extremely strong, and based on those bonds we have many opportunities to cooperate and to work together and to build a strong partnership.
And really have appreciated the very close relations between our two countries, and feeling that together we can make a difference, not just in improving bilateral relations between our two countries, but also influencing, the global trajectory of events.
In the last 6 years, Nigeria and Saudi Arabia strive for better relations for their own mutual benefits. Usman Aliu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari is reassuring Nigerians that his administration's promise of reviving the Ajaokuta Steel Company will be delivered before the expiration of his tenure. The president said this while granting audience to the governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the report.
Governor Yahaya Bello was in the State House to express formal appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for the recent recognition of Kogi as an oil-producing state by the federal government. It is the first state in northern Nigeria to have achieved that status in the history of the country.
We come to appreciate Mr. President for that magnanimity. We equally made a request that in the life of his administration, we should be able to complete that Ajaokuta complex. And Mr. President promised that something is going to be done to ensure that Ajaokuta is revived and running before the end of this administration.
The governor assured the people of Kogi that all eventual accruals to the confluent state from oil will be utilized to support other critical sectors for enhanced economic fortunes. He used the opportunity to debunk insinuation in some quarters that the Kogi State government accounts have been frozen for alleged corrupt practices, describing it as a joke taken too far.
Today, Kogi State is among the first that has published all of our accounts online. And all of the spendings has been put out there for the whole world to see, from bank accounts, to statement of accounts, to payroll. All of the documents are all out there. That is transparency. Mr. President's fight against corruption has nothing to do with politics. So whoever wants to probably attack my towering name and integrity because of 2023 is making a mistake.
President Muhammadu Buhari also granted audience to the new Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu. Discussions held behind closed doors centered on the best way forward towards achieving stable power supply in the country for sustainable growth and development of the economy.
Every Nigerian is looking up to Ministry of Power to impact in his life and his means of livelihood. So by that confidence that the President reports in me, I will try my best with all those that are involved to ensure that we deliver and make the President happy and make every Nigerian happy, inshallah.
Abubakar Aliyu from Yobe State, who was Minister of State for Works and Housing, was redeployed to the Ministry of Power as substantive minister following the sack of the former minister, Salim Mamman. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And on security, President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the armed forces and other security services in the country not to leave anything to chance in the renewed efforts at restoring peace and order in the security-challenged parts of the country. He said the ongoing clampdown on bandits and other criminal elements must be reinvigorated and sustained until the intolerable acts, lawlessness, undermining national security and stability are brought to an end. The president gave the directive at a crucial meeting of the National Security Council. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The National Security Council meeting, the second in less than 3 weeks, was summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari to appraise the ongoing military operations aimed at restoring normalcy in the troubled parts of Nigeria. These include the heavy clampdown on bandits and kidnappers in the northwest and north-central, as well as terrorists and insurgents in the northeast. Discussions during the meeting, which lasted 3 hours, centered on the successes achieved, prevailing operational challenges, and strategies on the best way forward. In attendance were the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Ministers of Defense, Interior, Justice, Police and Foreign Affairs, the Chief of Defense Staff, Service Chiefs and the Inspector General of Police, as well as heads of other security services. President Muhammadu Buhari described the renewed onslaught against the criminal elements in parts of the country as not only impressive, but more like it. He told the security chiefs not to leave anything to chance until high sense of security and indeed hope in governance are fully restored to Nigerians, as explained by the Minister of Defense and the Inspector General of Police.
The President thanked us and praised us for what has been done so far, but we should improve much so that people can go about their lawful businesses within the quickest possible means. The President observed that there is more things to be done in the North Central, Northwest, where people are worried. Selective abductions and killings are done. This narrative must change. The new marching order is that all the service chiefs and intelligence chiefs has been warned to go under the reinvigorate effort and to do more so that the North State, North Central, and Nigeria at large should enjoy better security.
We discuss the need for urgency in our dealing with the bandits. We believe they are becoming a nuisance. We have appraised our position. We find that we are capable. We can do this thing, but we need the cooperation of every Nigerian in order to ensure a free society. Without security, nothing will happen. And the Commander-in-Chief has emphasized this today, that without security, nothing can go. So he has directed us to find ways, tactics, and styles in which we can get out of this. And we assure him that we'll do our best to ensure the mission is successful, especially when equipment and other things are available to support the course of tactical maneuvers.
Defense Minister Bashir Magashi confirmed that the Super Tucano aircraft recently inaugurated are yet to be fully deployed for combat operations. When done, perhaps as soon as the remaining 6 are delivered to Nigeria as early as next week, the result will be very clear. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And in Katsina State, Governor Aminu Masari has banned all commercial phones charging points in the state as part of measures to tackle the scourge of banditry. He issued the ban while inaugurating the committee charged with monitoring and enforcing the recently introduced Security Challenges Containment Order in the state. Awal Haliru reports.
Monitoring and Enforcement Committee of the Security Containment Order is to be headed by the Commissioner of Police, Sanusi Buba, with members drawn from the security agencies in the state, as well as representation from traditional institutions and civil society groups. The committee will monitor and ensure compliance of the order signed by the governor. Other terms of reference of the committee is to coordinate enforcement by local government 3-tier security structures in the affected local government areas, submit periodic progress reports to the state government, as well as to identify emerging challenges for government consideration.
We have to be firm. This is a task that we must not fail. Because the good part of the measures, current measures being taken, these measures are being taken in all the contiguous states.
Every good citizen of Katsina State should open his ears, open eyes, and assist in this process.
The committee at the local government level is to be headed by the divisional police officer of each of the affected local government area. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Meanwhile, synergy among security agencies and relevant institutions has been identified as critical to addressing all forms of insecurity bedeviling the country. This is part of submissions by stakeholders at a national security sensitization program. Kenneth Nanim reports that the National Orientation Agency organized the event to chart a new course in combating political thuggery, kidnapping, drug addiction, radicalism, and violent extremism.
Nigeria, like many other countries of the world, is being confronted with security challenges. Social vices and their impact is also huge on the country's shoulders in the global front. The task before this forum, therefore, is to chart a new roadmap in an effort to stem in the ugly trend, especially now that the electioneering campaign is drawing near. Here, attention is on the youths, who are usually used by unpatriotic leaders to cause mayhem in the society.
There is no better time, therefore, for the National Orientation Agency to kickstart its sensitization, advocacy, and awareness creation campaigns than now.
For the resource persons, drug addiction is a motivating factor, as deviants who perpetrate crimes are usually under the influence of drugs and other hard substances. They insist that adequate collaboration is key to addressing the challenges.
For us to be successful in fighting these vices and these criminal tendencies and actions, all hands must be on deck.
The security forces, the citizens, we must return back to basics and work together and share information, intelligence, credible intelligence. And then when we get this intelligence, we should act on it.
The National Orientation Agency also assured Nigerians that the communique expected at the end of this sensitization program will be communicated to relevant authorities for adequate implementation. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Time for our first break. Please stay.
Hey guys, making music for you is so easy for me to do. But you know what else is super easy to do? Linking your NIN to your Glow line by dialing *109*NIN hash. Or I can call 109 from my Glow line and follow the instructions. And if I don't want to call, I can text my NIN to 109. I can even visit glowworld.com/NIN. And what if you've forgotten your NIN? All you have to do is dial *346# and Glow will help you remember it. Someone may ask, what if I haven't registered? All you have to do is go into the nearest Glow World and we'll help you register. It's that easy. So don't get disconnected from all of the amazing voice and data offers from Glow. Linking your NIN to your Glow lines is simple, safe, and 100% free with zero hassles.
The federal government has commenced second phase of COVID-19 vaccination. If you are 18 years and above and unvaccinated, register at www.nphcda.vaccination.gov.ng. Visit the nearest vaccination site to receive COVID-19 vaccine. If you received first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine before 8th July 2021, second dose commences 23rd August and closes 5th September 2021. All vaccines are free and certified safe by WHO and NAFDAC. At the vaccination site, you can check blood pressure and know your diabetes risk status. Children aged 0 to 23 months will receive childhood vaccines and screened for malnutrition. After vaccination, continue to adhere to COVID-19 prevention protocols. For more information, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
Babe? Hey!
Hi!
It's hard to live when you are all alone.
Hi. So, my card isn't working. Hello?
All I hear with the
Good morning, I'm really sorry I'm late. Where are you guys going? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Can you see me?
Get an Airtel Home Broadband and enjoy life as it should be.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, regrets to announce the postponement of the National Rice Stakeholders Summit earlier scheduled for Thursday, 9th September 2021 at the Ladi Kwali Hall, Sheraton Hotel, Abuja. The ministry regrets any inconveniences this postponement might have caused invited guests and participants.
Dr. Ernest A. Umahihe, Permanent Secretary, Announcer.
With star 966 hash easy banking, you can open a Zenith Bank account, purchase airtime and data, make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills and make POS payments, create a wallet account, and perform other self-service options like PIN and password reset and temporary blockage of your account. Star 966 hash is fast, easy, and convenient. And more importantly, it can be used on any phone type as it requires no data. Dial star 966 hash to get started now. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Wow Wash and Win Millions promo. Millions of Naira, daily prizes, and a million Wow sachets are up for grabs. Buy Wow now. Offer valid till October 25th, 2021.
Dances that create wow performances. And for many stains, we need wow. Amazing washing power. Each wow pack gets a lot of clothes clean and fresh. Wow. Washes a lot, saves a lot.
welcomes you back to school. Have a session filled with lots of fun and excitement. Stay safe, stay healthy. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Thank you for staying. The federal government says it is presently not considering administering booster doses of COVID-19 vaccines, as the ongoing vaccination rollout plan is sufficient to protect Nigerians against COVID-19. This was part of discuss at the weekly briefing on the progress of Phase 2 COVID-19 vaccination rollout in Nigeria by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. Olusheye Adiagbo brings us details.
Let us really grapple with what is immediate, which is getting Nigerians to be administered the first and the second doses of the vaccines. And then we can now talk about booster doses when we are comfortable with the level of equity when it comes to vaccine access.
Executive Director, National Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib there, speaking on the federal government's means of preventing the spread of COVID-19 through vaccine, adding that the Phase 2 of the country's vaccination rollout is really gaining pace.
The government of Nigeria and the leadership of NPSTD, who have been able to ensure that within 2 weeks of starting Moderna vaccination, 1 million people have been vaccinated. And in the last week, 3 times the country touched 100,000 per day mark.
I therefore want to urge all persons eligible for COVID-19 to avail themselves to the vaccination site for vaccination.
According to a statistic of the World Health Organization, COVID-19 kills 26 people every hour in Africa, and with this, developing partners commend Nigerian government in the management of the pandemic. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ienre, has congratulated Dr. Ifedayo Murayo Adetifa on his appointment as the new Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC. Dr. Adetifa, who until his appointment served on the World Health Organization's Africa Regional Immunization Technical Advisory Group, will carry on the mandate of the agency in detection, prevention and response to infectious disease outbreaks and public health emergencies in Nigeria. His appointment, which takes effect from 1st of November, follows the recent appointment of the current NCDC Director General, Dr. Chikwe Ihekwazu, as Assistant Director General of Health Emergency Intelligence at the World Health Organization, WHO. In other news, holding public officers accountable for the trust reposed in them on public property should be the basis for fighting corruption in Nigeria. This is one of the tips given to participants at a two-day workshop by anti-corruption agencies organized by Gombe State Government for top public office holders. Emmanuel Akila reports.
The two-year-old administration of the All Progressives Congress in Gombe State, with Ienre at the helm of affairs, is conscious of the dangers of having corrupt officials managing public resources. Hence the workshop to nip in the bud any corruptive tendencies.
As the President says, we must kill corruption before corruption kills Nigeria. Let me make it clear that I strongly share Mr. President's vision on creating a corruption-free Nigeria.
The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, advised citizens to log onto the Commission's website to see their constituency project allocation as a way of checking the excesses of public officers.
If after the 3 days retreat, we invite you to Abuja as a suspect, then the hunter has become what? The hunted.
The anti-graft agencies have laid bare to the participants what constitutes corruption, and for them to be forewarned is to be forearmed.
It is a warning to all of us that we should ensure that we live above board and do what is right.
With corruption, we cannot move ahead.
Governor Muhammad Ienre led top officials of his administration to receive certificates of attendance, which the Commission says form the basis for fighting corruption in the state. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
Away from Gombe, it's countdown to the Anambra governorship election, and the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, is counting on the media for factual reportage of events to ensure a smooth exercise. This was during a meeting with media executives in Abuja. Mia Ogidi reports.
Sharing a moment with the kings of the Penn family, one-on-one is a great deal for the INEC chairman. Now down to business. Brief demonstration on the bimodal verification authentication system, then an update on the continuous voters registration exercise. Online registration, more than 2.7 million as of 6th of September 2021, but registration temporarily suspended in Anambra State.
However, the online pre-registration will continue to be available, but no appointment for completion of registration can be scheduled until after the election. Let me also acknowledge the role of the media in advocacy over a range of issues.
Much as the judiciary is a key stakeholder in the delivery of credible election, we must watch it, and therefore want to appreciate and applaud the CJN for taking the bull by the horn quite recently.
Big plus for the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and the outcome will favor democracy. INEC and the media anticipate. Mia Ogidi, NTA News.
And away from electoral matters now, as global economies continue to count their losses occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, has called for strategic thinking and preparation for post-pandemic economy recovery. This was during the annual conference of ANAN holding in Abuja. Bosade Ebo reports.
Emergence of COVID-19 pandemic is a big blow to the global economy. The effect is gradually reducing, and there's need for synergy to rebuild the national economies brick by brick. As the Association of the National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, is joining other key industry players in preferring post-COVID solutions to heal the economy at its 26th annual national conference, closely x-raying the contributions of the accountants in the economic recovery journey.
This is highly commendable, taking into cognizance the critical functions that accountants and indeed the accounting profession play in the social and economic advancement of any nation.
Accounting information must guide economic recovery decisions, thus addressing the challenges that influence this role is crucial.
Strategic options for economic recovery. The role of the accountant is the theme of the conference, and seasoned professionals from different fields were on hand to address the issues squarely.
If you look at the totality of the themes we have there, bringing out the ethical issue, the emphasis is on the ethical accountant. The ethical accountant is one who has respect for laws, for rules.
The effectiveness is that we are going to put in practice things that we haven't been doing before or do it better so that we will involve the grassroots.
It's a two-day engagement. At the end, the content of financial books will increase and a step forward for economic recovery process, the experts promised. In Abuja, Boss Sede Ebo, NTA News.
Elsewhere, the All Progressives Congress is working towards empowering the youths, particularly women, to enable them easily pursue their political aspirations. The party's caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee has launched the Progressive Women Academy in this regard. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara brings us details.
A beacon of hope for the likes of Omomi Habibat and Charity Usifo from Lagos and Edo State, who played active role during the 2019 general elections. They both contested for their state houses of assembly position and lost. They are among the young women at this forum put together by the national women leader of the APC Caretaker Committee to positively turn around their political fortune and better prepare and position them for more relevance and improved chances in future polls.
We're all here together to deliberate, to exchange ideas, to build capacity, and then we hope by 2023 there will be more progress.
Politics is not what we think it used to be. It is making an impact to the society.
The Progressive Women Academy is a digital learning platform targeting 20 million women across Nigeria to acquire skills, transform their businesses, and provide new vistas of leadership opportunities.
To empower women and get them, well positioned economically and also in the terms of leadership.
Nobody would vote for you simply because you're a woman. What are you going to do for your community?
This is one of the programs that will showcase the woman to be carried along in the decision-making body.
People now understand that you should not be limited by your gender.
As part of character building, the young women are encouraged to imbibe the culture of humility, diligence, and competence, as this will open up more opportunities of contributing to nation building in their political platforms. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
Let's now take a trip to Lagos, where Adiola will guide us. Adiola, it's over to you.
Thank you, Ienre. The federal government will continually adapt new strategies and implement requisite plans to seal all leakages in order to sustain a flawless payroll and personnel management system in the country. Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, re-emphasized this at a workshop organized for officials of the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, IPPIS, from the Southwest Geopolitical Zone. Abolade Salami reports.
The manual payroll system that was in operation before the present administration made it impossible for the government to determine the number of personnel in ministries, departments and agencies paid salaries due to non-availability of necessary data. To change the narrative, the federal government introduced the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System, IPPIS, into the country's public service as one of its key reform initiatives to entrench transparency and accountability in the management of the payroll system.
You are expected to exercise due diligence in every action that you take, and that was why I mentioned that puts more responsibility and risk on them, because the system is designed in such a way that for every action taken by anybody, the time that action was taken, who did it, who entered the system, it is recorded automatically.
To effectively implement this exercise, IPPIS role players are being engaged in this workshop meant to keep them abreast with operations of the policy with a view to enhance their capacity in maintaining database for information on government workforce. As role players, Participants are enjoined to live above board as key machinery that is meant to ensure the success of IPPIS policy.
And there's some things that we cannot do, like we cannot change dates of birth of our staff, we cannot change their names, and we cannot change dates of employment. And those things are security details that, can lead to fraudulent acts.
The policy is said to have aided efficient management of personnel records, timely payment of salaries and wages, as well as accurate deduction of taxes and other third-party dues. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Now, the Lagos state government is on the verge of completing one of Africa's largest drug abuse rehabilitation center to help youths in that spectrum turn a new leaf and become responsible citizens. This was disclosed at an interactive session addressed by the Office of Sustainable Development Goals and Investment to unveil a youth-focused platform tagged Lagos SDGs Youth Alliance. Musa Toliat completes the report.
WHO report indicates that more than 2.6 million young people between the ages of 10 and 24 die each year due to preventable causes associated with substance abuse. This precarious situation is also prevalent in Lagos, as previous studies have revealed high burden of substance abuse among youths.
It's a scourge that debilitates society. It's not just the impact to the individual, which in itself is a shame. It's the impact to everyone around. The Ministry of Youth and Social Development has developed a handbook that we're all working to implement. There will be a lot of interventions around drug abuse.
We are going down the community to look for our resourceful people who can take the journey further than what the government is doing at the moment.
The Lagos State Office of Sustainable Development Goals and Investment is forging partnership with some youth ambassadors to encourage the youth to channel their energy into productive ventures.
There is no way a society, community, or anywhere can move forward if the people are not in the right state of mind.
But you need people to talk to you, and you need girls to be able to open up to you. You need their trust for them to be able to do all of this.
When you have this platform to make things happen, it goes a long way to give you that feeling of fulfillment that you are not just on your own.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu will officially inaugurate the SDGs Youth Alliance after a week-long sensitization drive on youth and socio-economic responsibilities. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos. We'll go on another break. The news will continue thereafter. Please stay with us.
Digestion. His twin Taiyi suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around, or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts for up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action.
No more get up and go. Kids, we need you. Get going.
For the energy you need to get up and go every day, enjoy Cowbell Choco.
You back to school. Have a session filled with lots of fun and excitement. Stay safe, stay healthy. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Scary, isn't it? Putting yourself out there, ignoring the voices telling you you can't. Will you step aside, or will you go for it? After all, what's the worst that could happen? So, keep trying. Don't stop. Believe in yourself and go for it. Aladana, available in many variants to nourish you every step of the way. We are StarTimes, the most affordable digital pay TV platform with the widest signal coverage in Nigeria, dedicated to bringing the best TV entertainment around the world to your screen. From Hollywood to Bollywood to Nollywood, we offer the most affordable subscription. Enjoy over 75 channels for as low as 1,700 naira, like Nat Geo Wild, BBC, ESPN, and premium sport like Emirates FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, wrestling. What's more exciting? We have the most flexible payment options in Nigeria. Don't dull. Join us now for an exciting journey. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
Glad to have you back. Now time to join Benny Adams for business news.
Thank you, Ienre, and welcome to business. The need to create a more conducive environment for investment at the subnational level has been identified as one of ways to be financially independent from the federal government, whose revenue base is depleting. To this end, speakers at an economic roundtable organized by the Nigerian Economic Summit Group are asking states to look inwards to where they have comparative advantage and enact laws that will allow them to take advantage of such opportunities.
States must make themselves attractive to investments. They must make themselves attractive to businesses so that they're in a position to tax those businesses, and the multiplier effect of those businesses being in their states will be felt.
Foreigners are not bringing their money, Nigerians are taking their money out. So how do you give that confidence that will make private sector keep their money in Nigeria? Those are the issues.
Some of the powers need to be devolved to the state level, and we've already made submission to that.
And still on investments, the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment has signed a memorandum of understanding with Arabian Chamber of Commerce to facilitate collaboration for the upcoming Expo 2020 in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The Minister Adeni Adebayo, represented by the Director Legal of the Ministry, Denjuma Mohamed Al-Hassan, said the MOU is limited to the area of trade forum, stressing that it will enhance trade and investment promotion as well as bilateral relation with the Gulf nations. The agreement would formalize a collaborative business relationship between the ministry and Nigerian Arabian Gulf Chamber of Commerce, which is self-funding and dedicated to the development of business relationships. And on the capital market, the all-share index closed flat by 0.00% to close at 39,251.29 basis points, as against minus 0.02% recorded previously, while equity capitalization is 20.4 trillion naira. 355.9 million shares valued at 2.8 billion naira exchanged hands in 4,241 deals. Market breadth closed negative as UBCAP led 15 gainers as against 21 losers, topped by Conast. Market turnover closed positive as FBNH, Axis and Uni Insurance were the most active, while Axis and FBNH topped market value list. That is business news. Ienre is over to you.
Thank you, Benny. The Department of Petroleum Resources and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation have agreed to work together to ensure Nigerians not only deepen utilization of its huge gas resource, but also ensure Nigeria attain energy security. This was at the interface between the two organizations in Abuja. Lydia Sampson reports.
For the oil and gas industry to succeed in Nigeria, synergy between critical stakeholders is key. This necessitated the interface between the Department of Petroleum Resources and the NNPC. For the Department of Petroleum Resources, the interface is seen as historic, with Mele Kyari as the first GMD to visit the organization. Awolu Sarki did not mince words in applauding the GMD for changing the narrative of the national oil company.
DPR, looking at the success and strategy you embark on putting the NNPC as formidable corporation and competitive company across the globe, the transparency initiative you took the corporation by registering with 80, not even 90. This really gives us so much pride.
The mutual respect between the two helmsmen is obvious, as Mele Kyari, in his response, commended the giant strides made by the DPR CEO.
As we go through the journey of transition to deepen gas penetration and monetization in this country, to ensure that we create new gas-based industries in our country, to process more of our crude oil in the country, everything that you do ultimately leads to making sure that there's prosperity in this country.
They are optimistic that with more synergy, they can add value to the lives of Nigerian people while supporting the present administration's efforts at alleviating poverty. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
And on education, the federal government is determined to confront adult literacy programs with the same zeal it is handling out-of-school children. Minister of Education, Adamu, gave this indication during this year's International Literacy Day. The minister said Nigeria was making efforts to ensure that all youths and a substantial proportion of adults achieve literacy as required by SDG Goal 4. Regrettably, COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the learning at an unprecedented scale, most likely to hinder the realization of the SDG Goal 4. To achieve the goal, literacy for a human-centered recovery, narrowing the digital divide, is a theme for this year's International Literacy Day.
Provisions in this regard in the coming years. It is also our belief that confronting adult literacy and paying attention to out-of-school children is a comprehensive approach towards resolving the challenges of out-of-school children on a sustainable basis.
The aim of Sustainable Development Goal SDG 4 is for all young people and adults across the world to achieve relevant and recognized proficiency levels in functional literacy and numeracy skills relevant to levels achieved at successful completion of basic education by 2030. The minister also launched a book, Early Grade Reading Assessment, using Nigerian 3 major languages as part of efforts to achieve the goal. Time for a short break. Please stay.
Program for skills acquisition and capacity development under the drive by the present government for job creation. That is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, every week at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Join us.
This na the story of Pekin, wey rise to the max. Rain or shine, it not settle for less. Na the story of small boy we get big talent. Home and away. Wait do, it be like say na the story of one man wey fall, but we bounce back in style.
Osime, wetin dey motivate you? I want day big, special and great.
Watching us live from Big Brother House Studio.
Joy for Osime and his teammates, and chuff for him as well.
Make we enjoy Max Entertainment together.
Sports or movies, telenovela or cartoon, music or reality TV. With just 6,900 naira, you fit get your GoTV decoder plus 1 month Max subscription. Make you dey enjoy over 75 channels with day for GoTV Max. Make you and your special ones they enjoy better things on Max levels. GoTV, love it.
Super Eagles made us proud again today, and Bade is here to feed us with more details. Bade.
Of course. Welcome to Sport.